Happy Wednesday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today. We are going to get started on daily collective read, but if you'd like to get on the list today, the list is open. I'm going to stress we will be keeping the list very short today. So if you'd like to get on, please do so sooner rather than later. We are also doing a couple of giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway is going to be a free reading for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. Our other reading giveaway today is going to be a reading giveaway when we get to 50K likes. So if you are tapping that screen, continue to do so, and we will get to 50K in no time. Prior to beginning today's daily collective read, I will be giving a brief recap on what we've been seeing in the cards over the last few days. If you would like to catch that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. But before we begin today, most importantly, first and foremost, how are we doing today? Scale of 1 to 10. There are no wrong answers. How are you doing today? Oh, and so, one of the things we want to talk about right now is, and I want to kind of describe this because I've been noticing the fact that everyone I've been speaking to has been talking about the fact that they're feeling a lot of this heightened intensity in this energy right now. So one of the reasons that you may be feeling a bit more of that intensity has to do with one of the planets that has just recently come out of retrograde. We have been going through a very intense retrograde season. It is prolonged. There are multiple planets that are in retrograde. This is just to show you, I don't want to be hearing none of this business about you guys always blaming the fact of Mercury going retrograde as the source of your problems, because there are other things that go into retrograde and they can be just as frustrating. The other thing we are noticing that is happening right now as well is the fact that we also have Neptune that is going to be moving into Pisces. Now, let's talk about why these two things happening in correlation can feel like a lot of intensity. First and foremost, because, we have, as we mentioned, we have all of these planets that are currently in retrograde. And you'd think that if one of the planets was coming out of retrograde, it would make things easier. Except the planet that just recently came out of retrograde was Pluto. And the thing about Pluto's energy is not characteristically known for making things feel lighter. In fact, I've been joking about the fact that the Pluto retrograde has potentially, while it's been making things potentially feel more surreal, it can sometimes feel a little bit easy. I was describing the Pluto retrograde for the duration that we were going through it as a haunted house in the summertime. It's like the creepy that feels like it's not in context. But now Pluto's direct, so it doesn't feel like that. So it feels like, if it feels like things feel more serious or more foreboding, particularly this week, that's probably going to have a little bit to do with it right now. Okay. You also have to keep in mind that, and one of the things I've also been talking about a lot is the fact that one of the strange anomalies that we've been experiencing over the last year is the fact that Neptune and Saturn just keep on, they're playing like jump rope on the meridian between Pisces and Aries. And the way I like to describe it, every time this seems to happen, every time it slips back into Pisces and moves back into Aries, it's like we're all going through a pseudo Saturn return, which could be working through maturation lessons. It could be working through the observation of what changes over the context of time. So all of that is to say, I want you to kind of make sure that you're prioritizing. I keep on like care and compassion are the words to kind of like follow right now. And remembering that level of compassion starts with the self first and foremost. Compassion doesn't mean you have to be nice about everything. Compassion is literally about communicating something that you're energetically passionate about, being able to speak towards it. Because and that's one of the things, and I'm also going to kind of say this now too, because the thing with this energy, and it's having a very different impact depending on whether you've been doing your shadow work effectively, remembering that again, shadow work is just kind of like a spooky word for doing the work to understand the self and working through one's own aversions. Um, this can be very restorative in relationality to navigating through triggers. But it can also create those moments or modalities of feeling like you have to navigate others' projections. So if you're going through that as well, I'm going to kind of say the same thing. Make sure that you're being compassionate with the self. Make sure that you're asking questions. A good way to kind of help if you're noticing others are projecting on you is to ask questions, because questions effectively allow that clarification point. And again, that's what we talk about when we're talking about compassion. Communicating passion is being like, why do you feel the way that you do? Talk about it further. When we're feeling energetically triggered, or we feel locked down, it often creates those moments that we just like, I keep on hearing like, don't let this energy shut you down, is kind of the best way to describe that. When I say shut down, I mean like the space by which you kind of go too much into hermit mode. Because that's the thing. Like that's the thing with this type of energy that I'm seeing. It's like, especially given all of the retrograde, it can create those modalities or those experiences where one becomes very energetically pensive, as it were. Now, this is having a big impact depending on where one finds oneself on the frequency cycles. And when I say that the readings I've been doing right now have been some of the most complicated, it has a lot to do with the fact that we're recognizing that we're going through moon lessons. And moon lessons often are about navigating through nuance. It's working through the complexity of the self. We're actually going to be talking about that a lot in tonight's class, because we'll be studying the moon card in our Tarot Church class program this evening. If you'd like to become a part of that class, you just need to head over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. But the ability to understand and delineate between nuance is what allows us to be able to do something in a better way. It's not easy, right? It requires a lot of the sifting through the self, or working through a lot of the sifting through like the circumstances and situations surrounding the self, but it also allows the ability to do something in a more productive fashion. Now, the reason I was talking about the complexity that we're seeing for the energy and separation right now is effectively identifying, I'm seeing at least three different, it's funny because I was calling them tiers before, but they're phases. We're seeing a lot of different phases in separation. Now they're all unified in the work of the energy and separation by the recognition and identification of unified manifestation goals. That ability of being able to articulate upon something, again, the conversation that fortifies connection. However, there are some complications that are potentially arising there, and we're going to kind of get into it. Now, first and foremost, we're going to talk about the fact that we're seeing that there are these windows of resolution that are happening. These windows of resolution are beautiful because with all of the energy that we currently have going through right now in Scorpio, we've got Mercury and Mars in Scorpio right now. These are potentially the framework of true apologies, being able to articulate upon experiences from the past and being able to speak upon how much one has changed in the context of time. There's potentially, I mean, and I got to describe this, like some of these apologies that are coming through. Um, they may feel like, I keep on getting, they're reaffirming, but they're also potentially, it's like wound tending energy, right? It's the ability to open something back up, but it's opening something back up for the sense of being able to heal it or to clarify it in a way that one couldn't before. And that transformation, right? And this is what I meant about some of those true apologies I see coming through. Potentially another person articulating upon the fact that they understand the effort of another, right? That clarification point that allows something to feel strong and fortified. I keep on seeing there's catharsis there. There's potentially, there's pain even. But I keep wondering, it's the nourishing pain and understanding that some pain that one went through wasn't wasted, right? It wasn't something that felt like it wasn't, like it wasn't something that feels like it wasn't worth it. It feels like it's giving a lot of the affirmation as it relates to the context of time. Now, at the same time that I'm seeing that type of work happening, we're also seeing sealed separations. And why are we effectively seeing sealed separations at this time? Because I'm showing you like the process of transformation that we're talking about there, right? The basis by which one is able to articulate upon how much one has changed. If these are situations or circumstances where this retrograde season is bringing things from the past back to the surface, but nothing has changed, almost someone potentially even separations that were created due to an argument in relationality to manifestation goal. If this is energy that's coming back to another and it's just checking to see if someone is still firm on the manifestation, we see even there may be a lot of volatility that is popping up. There may be a lot of that feeling of emotionality. And I keep on getting like it's a lot of that Aries energy that's coming back to the surface, specifically and particularly because it's the energy that has been moving in the right direction, feeling energetically reaffirmed by that work. And further, not only are they feeling energetically reaffirmed by that work, but they're recognizing and observing what potentially seems weird, right? Like when there's clarity of purpose and another person comes towards you to see if you're still emotional about clarity of purpose, it's almost like the energy that's recognizing they're healed because something that they would have been available for now just seems weird, right? It's like navigating that point of energetic bizarreness. That's what we can expect with like Scorpio energy and Aries energy in conjunction. Now for a lot of that work, this is the energy that is feeling reaffirmed but fortified, but it's still very heavy. There potentially is a lot of that energy of determination that's occurring there. Now this brings us to the energy that is deep within divine, like that. And it's so funny because every single time, this is so funny because then the reason I keep on laughing about it is every single time I go to read about the third energy that's in separation right now, I keep on slipping and saying the energy deep within divine union, because the thing about it is they're having too much of a juxtaposition of manifestation goals. Their manifestation goals are in such alignment. Their manifestation goals are in such alignment that something about it seems suspect to one another. Like I'm telling you right now, these are relationships. And the reason I keep on laughing about them is they're relationships that are being based upon and built upon healthy cynicism. Like there's a little bit of that energy being like, oh, you want the same things I want? It seems sus. It's like the energy that's like working through the surrealness of navigating and feeling that similarity. And what are they doing though to fortify in terms of finding and recognizing one another? They're going through each other's history. It's a lot of that message of seeing in order to go forward, they have to go backwards. So they're talking to each other a lot about the past. They're building they're building the secure firmament in the past that's building into their confidence in relationality to what they're seeing in the present. But it's slow work. I got to tell you, it's slow work. And what's interesting about it is these temperance relationships that were coming together right before these moon partnerships, they were very quick coming together. I mean, not as fast as the magician partnerships, because the magician partnerships got together like that. But the temperance relationships, there was more, I want to describe it as there was more of a sense of familiarity in those relationships that were coming together. There was a juxtaposition in terms of a flow state that was articulating the energy that was coming together between the Uranus going retrograde up until the solstice period. This is the opposite of that. This is like who are you? Who sent you? It's like a lot of that type of energy. State your business. It's like a lot. There are hackles. There are hackles in these relationships that are coming through right now. But I want to describe the reason is like I keep on seeing they're very precious. They're very precious relationships is what I'm getting. Now, continuing now speaking towards those temperance partnerships that we were talking about, and the temperance partnerships were effectively, as I mentioned, coming together between Uranus going retrograde up until the solstice period. I need, it's very hard for me to read on this energy right now because we're missing a word to describe what is happening there. Again, moon lessons, so I'm not surprised that we're missing a word. And so I'm going to walk you through what's happening energetically in the best way I can to help you have a better understanding of what's going on. So the reason what's effectively happening in these relationships is the space by which, okay, now these temperance partnerships, they've been through a lot of stuff. They went through a lot of trauma. They carry things so that others don't have to, right? I told you, they have very, very strong foundations. But as a result of that, they did not necessarily center the trauma that they experienced in the past at the time of coming together. Now, the reason they did that was not because of the fact that they weren't trying to be honest with one another, but they did not want another to see them from the perspective of something that hurt them. And what we effectively see is happening now is that they are building into, they're taking some trauma off the shelf and they're expounding upon it. Not because they need to, but because they feel they owe it to the counterpart in order to build connection. They're going through a solar plexus awakening. They're articulating more and expounding more upon a past that they've already, and this is the key point here, that they have already healed from. It's in the past. Now, the problem is in the space by which they're bringing the past to the surface of the counterpart, it's immediately becoming the counterpart's present. There's a lot of feelings there. Neptune going back into Pisces, a lot of emotionality that's suddenly awakening within the counterpart in terms of something that's already happened. Now, the reason that this energy is hard to read through because it's a complicated awakening, because basically it is a solar plexus awakening that then is requiring control of the heart space, because the heart space can't open up on it, because in order to energetically open up on it, they would have to do something about it, but they don't want to reawaken the past that the counterpart is effectively healing on, right? So it is a controlled opening. It is an energy that is working through the solar plexus that is opening up in relationality to expounding more upon something. Do you hear my throat chakra closing up? And then just like as they're feeling the emotion on it, they're stopping themselves from moving in accordance with what they feel that they would desire to do about something in order to be energetically mindful of the process of healing of the counterpart. Moon in Leo, they're honoring the way the counterpart has chosen to carry it. And so that's why we keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy right now, this is going through a complicated expansion. They're making room for something. They're going through the modality of those feelings. But even in the space by which they're going through the modality of those feelings, at the same time, they're focusing upon or they're building upon the space by which they're feeling energetically grounded. So again, a lot of that emotionality that's coming to the surface there, but even in the space by which they're having that emotionality come up, they're feeling that expansion point. They're working through that feeling or that perspective of finding that energetic strength in terms of building into healthy connection. Now, this brings us to the energy that is deep within divine union. And the energy deep within divine union, we're specifically speaking upon those magician relationships that were coming together between the time of the solstice period up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. We always read on the last energy that moved deeper into union. Now, these relationships were built upon and based upon the authenticity of self. And what's interesting about it is while we see that the energy that is coming into union right now is going through those Neptune lessons, the energy deep within divine union is going through Saturn lessons. So it's very, and this is why I talked about the fact that the energy right now is so complicated to read for, because they're not going through the same modalities. Now, the energy that's going through the Saturn lessons, where, like, remember how I said the Neptune lessons are, you can't touch Neptune stuff or else it becomes the present. Saturn going through the modality of understanding that this is the energy that is seeing something in the present that is changing the context of the past. For a lot of these relationships, they have been in partnership before, but they've never centered into a partnership like the way they are centering presently. And the ability to be in centered relationship, I keep on hearing the energy say healthy partners, healthy relationships want to see us centered, right? If there's something that's happening wherein they are getting more censored than they ever have been, and it's impacting a relationship outside of partnership in a profound way, I keep on seeing the energy feeling devastated but fortified, right? Like I keep on getting mortified but fortified to a certain extent, like potentially feeling that weight, feeling that sadness, feeling that frustration, but also in the same moment or modality working through the catharsis point and being happy, being glad to be able to see it because it feels like it's allowing for that context of wisdom to come in. But it's not easy, is what I keep on seeing. There's a lot of emotionality there. There's a lot of energetic, there's a lot of feeling, there's a lot of intensity. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy navigating that weight, they're supporting each other even as they're going through what almost feels like a Saturn return, right? We're going to expect that with the fact that we see the fact that like Neptune is dipping back into Pisces again. Now that is where we find all of the energy prior to getting today's daily collective read. But if you'd like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where we keep the videos. You can also find it on the place where we keep the photos. You can also find it over on the place where we keep you can also find us a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my stack. I also want to invite you guys this evening. We will be studying, we will be continuing in our Tarot Church class lessons. We will be doing a deep dive into the moon card. If you're interested in participating in that class, it's going to be held on October 15th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be studying the symbology of the card, the history of the card. I'm going to work you guys through spread applications, how to read that card in any way it may appear in your own spreads. You'll also be leaving with a unique spread to help you channel the messages of the moon card in your own readings. You can find all of that on my stack. And even if you don't make the live class, your subscription will give you access to those classes. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. The list is closed. If you are on the hold list, I'm happy to honor you today. If you would like to get on the list for tomorrow, I'll be happy to add you as well. If just let me know if you're on the hold list and you would like to be added. We will be honoring one card readings today for my subscribers. So if you would like a reading today, all you have to do is become a super fan, and your subscriber super fan status will entitle you to a one card. And if you send a heart me, you will also have an animal spirit guide card on top of that one card reading. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Polar Bear, thank you for joining us today. And thank you as well, Melody, for joining us. How you doing today, Dad? I think subconsciously it comforts me. Well, listen, I think that there's something important to say about finding subconscious comfort in things. We're going to be talking a lot about the subconscious in tonight's moon class. There's a lot to be said there in terms of that card. Good to see you, and thank you for those heart me's. Hope you're having a beautiful day, Bad. Good. The list is now closed. Good. But if you want to get on for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. If you get on today, you'll always have an additional card tomorrow. Grand Rising, Bridget. So good to see you, Julia. Thank you for sharing the live, Bridget. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Grand Rising, good. And thank you as well. How are you doing today, V? Bridget. Yes, my friend and her kids are here, and they are a lot. So I'm setting boundaries, sending you support on that journey, Bridget. You guys handle bedtime. I'll see you after. Well done. Well done. Good boundaries there. Julia, I've been navigating psychic attacks, specifically a person and spiritual. Oh, sending you support on that. Remember, Julia, you are safe, seen, and supported. Sending you so much support. Cut, clear, remove, or turn back to sender. I like that. Also, I've been calling in big ones. Continue to do that work, dear. Remember, you hold yourself in a place of safety. Protect yourself always. Thank you. How are you doing today as well? Grand Rising, Denise. Thank you for those heart me's. Thank you as well for confirmation. Good. Yeah, it's a lot of, it is. It's so funny. Every time I read into these new relationships, it's a lot of this like, yeah, right. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of this like, uh-huh, uh-huh. It's like, oh no, the sarcasm. These are some like very these are some very sarcastic partnerships I see coming in right now. It's a lot of this like, uh-huh. I kind of appreciate it because it's like there's so much of this heaviness. I gotta tell you, there's so much of this, like just with all of the intensity and all of the heaviness that we're reading across the frequencies, like reading into the sarcasm of these like new partnerships, kind of like it makes it it's like it's a panacea. It's like it's a little bit of a it's a little bit of a reprieve, if you will. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to get you to sign a waiver. Beautifully stated. You completely froze. Oh, I froze. You see, perfect example, right? The guy froze when I said, and this is really important. This part you can't miss. Exactly. I'm like, oh no. Oh, sending you support. Good. And then I unfroze. Oh my God, that is so funny. This is really important. And then you just didn't hear anything and you heard healing. That is hilarious. Which relationships are what, Julia? Might need to restart. Before, okay, so before the magician, we had chariot partnerships. And that's the thing about it. Like, and it's just, you know, and if you want to read, if you want to learn more about the chariot partnerships, you just need to go back. You need to go back a few weeks when we were talking about those. I can't, we just have to continue. Like the way it works is like, we'd be here for like a week if I was reading every single modality that moves deeper in. But that's why we like to address the most recent one going in because they're kind of like it's moving through the collective whole, if that makes sense. It was just one part. Spirit really wanted my attention. Nambuere, thank you so much for the gifts. And if I'm ever saying your name incorrectly, by all means, please correct me. Me and Saturn are like this right now. I appreciate that, Kay. Yes, spot on the weight is heavy. Your ability to articulate things is profound. I do my best, Avatar. I really do. I appreciate the compliment, though. Jenny, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. How do I know if I'm on the hold list or not? Well, a good way to start is if you want a reading or you sent for a reading, you just need to tell me the date that you won or sent, and I'll confirm if you're on the hold list. So if there's a reading that you paid for that you have not received, that would put you on the hold list. Or if you won a giveaway and you haven't had the reading, that would also put you on the hold list. Grand Rising Revolt, how are you doing today? The list is closed right now, Kay. I want to take more time this afternoon to continue to prepare for class tonight. So, but if you want to get on for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. And if anybody who's on the hold list who would like to be added to the list, I'll honor those readings today as well. How are you doing today, Diana? Happy Wednesday. How are you? I sent in earlier before. Yep. No, I got you, Grace. I've got you on the list. Did I? No, you have not missed the collective, Ducky. We're about to get started. And right on time, my comments have froze. So you guys have to bear with me a minute. Let's see if the app fixes that. We're just having fun today. We got a lot of freezing happening. Hold on a minute, my friends. All right, I'm gonna pop out and pop back in. Let's see if that resolves it. Just stand by, my friend. Oh, we're back. Okay, we're back. We're fine. We're back. Okay. Grand Rising, Haley. Excellent. All right. You're welcome, Ducky. Haley, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. No problem, Kay. I completely understand. If you want your one card though now, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know. Yep. Grand Rising, Haley, and thank you, Dee, for the follow. I'm curious to know what partnership I'll be in one day. I mean, listen, everything I'm reading in terms of that, I just keep on hearing, like, I see somebody, like every time I read for you right now, Bridget, I just see somebody like paving a way to make some kind of massive change in their life. Yep. And Kim, thank you for the follow as well. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective in the next few minutes. If you would like to get on the list for tomorrow, you can do so today. Getting on the list tomorrow will also get you an additional card and to make sure that you have like one of the first spots in the reading tomorrow. And if you are on the hold list, I'll be happy to add you to the list today. Um, First and foremost, before we get to continue, I do want to invite all of you to join us this evening at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be continuing our studies into the tarot with a study on the moon card, the next card in our tarot class program. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is mosey on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we have studied prior to beginning our next class, but the material is there for you to receive when you're ready to receive it. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also receive you'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we have learned or studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. That is access to over 19 hours worth of material in an ever-expanding library. You'll also have access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also have updates to any of my information. You'll also have access to my Mystic Meditation articles, which we release bi-monthly, giving us a heads up in terms of what we've been seeing energetically related to the moon cycles. I will be writing one shortly on navigating this new moon in Scorpio we've got coming up. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. The list is closed for today, but if you'd like to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for, and we will be honoring one cards today. So if you'd like to have a reading, one card reading, you become a subscriber. Your superfan subscription will entitle you to a free card today. And you'll also, if you recharge your heart needs, you will also have access to an animal spirit guide card as well. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Thank you, Kim, for the follow. Sending you support today, Haley. Thank you as well, Jonas. Thank you guys for supporting each other over the comments. And thank you, Dee, for the follow. Excellent. Erica, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Amazing. Yes. How are you doing today, Jenny? All right. As I mentioned, the list today is closed, Jenny, but if you'd like to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. And thank you for the follow. And just asking, please make sure that you're not repeating the same question in the comments. It's not courteous to those who are trying to communicate in the comments. How are you doing today, Erica? How are good today? Welcome. Good to see you. All right, my friends, before we continue, we are going to get started with an intuition check. I've got the animal intuition cards here. We're going to pull one out, count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will show you the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got here the eagle. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that again after the daily collective read. That said, helps if I get my mic set up. If you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who would like to share this live, to receive this live, is here to receive it. And just a quick question, Kay. I know you said that you're short on time today. Did you want to do your? I didn't see if you said that you want to do your one card now. Before we continue, just let me know. And guys, please welcome our mod Kay Megan in and thank them for their work today. And thank you, Lara, for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. All right. One moment. Yes, one card. Okay, I got you, dear. 1 second. Let me just get this set up and we'll do that one card. Perfect. Got it. Okay. Excellent. All right. We've got one card right now in relationality to that situation or circumstance. I feel like they projected something onto you. I see somebody that's feeling like, you know, I feel like there is some kind of insecurity that was triggered in seeing you doing something, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. You know, it's giving me it's giving me a little bit of energy of someone who has a tendency of being hot-headed, is what I'm seeing. You know, like there's I want to say like there's a little bit of this snappiness here. And I feel like there's like I feel like and like I wouldn't be surprised if energy like this effectively tries to tries to come towards you even in the space of apology. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. It feels very scorpionic, you know, because the thing you have to understand, like, I don't know if they have a lot of Scorpio placements, but this is often something that those with like Scorpio placements sometimes work through. Like you say something in a moment because you're feeling defensive and you can't take it back. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those moments, like those experiences where someone feels like deeply wounded by by another person's like volatility. Like there's a lot of that type of energy there. And I almost see somebody that is being like I almost see a situation of someone being mindful of their own energetic tendencies in that way. You know, like there's a little bit of that, like I keep on hearing there's like they're recognizing like their snappiness. You know what I mean? Thank you so much and sending you support on that journey, Kay. All right, as I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective in the next few minutes. The list is closed today for full readings. We will be honoring one card readings for subscribers. So if you are a subscriber, definitely stick around and you'll have your one card reading. And if you'd like to become a subscriber, you can simply head over to my superfan status. Your superfan status will entitle you to a one card. As well, if you recharge your heart needs, you'll also be able to receive an animal spirit guide card today. That said, we are also honoring two different giveaways today. When we get to 50K, we will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We will get to 50K in no time. The other giveaway we're doing right now is a giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. Julia, you are currently in the lead for that, so congratulations. Thank you so much, Milena, for the follow. And that said, no better time than the present. Why don't we get started? Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread? World card in its reversal in combination with the Hangman in its upright. Let's talk about this energy right now, because how do I describe this best? Okay, let's work through it. So the reason that things may be feeling more intense right now, and it's going to be easier if you're not overly internalizing, is it's weird energy. And the reason that it's weird is we've got Mercury and Mars in Scorpio, okay, which can feel like a lot like working through the process of changes. And the thing I keep on bringing up is the fact that while I know everybody wants this prolonged retrograde season to come to an end, but the thing you have to recognize, and then here's the thing about it, we've had one planet come out of retrograde. And the thing about it is when planets are in retrograde, things tend to be more intense, right? It can make it harder to do things. It can feel harder to move things along. And the one planet that went direct this week, out of all the planets that could have potentially come out of retrograde, is Pluto. And the thing is, if the energy is already intense, Pluto being in retrograde was making things feel less intense because it is the planet of intensity. It's the planet of intensity. It is the energy of intensification. So we've already have a very intense retrograde cycle. And now Pluto has stationed direct, so it can create even more of a feeling of intensity. So if you're feeling this right now, I'm going to kind of say the same things I've been saying, which is allow the space by which you feel allow the space by which you feel energetically fortified. Don't overtly internalize upon outside situations and circumstances. Don't overly internalize on outside weirdness because the thing I keep on seeing with energy like this is that it becomes very, very easy to desire to project upon it. If you're not doing your shadow work effectively, it can create a lot of spaces for projection. So the ability of not allowing that sense of energetic projection to effectively like work through the self. But I keep on seeing just allowing it the context of fortifying the self, allowing it the context of being able to do something in a better way. There's a lot of stabilization that can be found in this energy, but I keep on seeing this, the stabilization has to come from within, not without. Now, depending on where you find yourself in the energy and separation right now, we're effectively seeing there are 3 different phases that are currently happening for energy in separation. Now, all of them are being fortified by manifestation goals. Now, for the energy that is in separation, I do see some healing that is occurring here. I see something that feels energetically restorative. I see something that feels energetically stabilizing. Now, for the energy that's going through those processes of healing, that observation of being able to identify, I keep on hearing there is some true there are some true apologies that are occurring right now. And what's beautiful about the true apologies that are occurring right now are they have to do in the space of another giving something to someone, not for the sake of repairing it, but for the sake of feeling like it is owed, right? Like that's what I mean with like Mercury and Mars, right? The ability to articulate upon the impact that something had on another. That ability of being able to be energetically determinative in terms of being able to work through something. And so everything I keep on seeing there in relationality to those healing processes has to do in the landscape of another giving each other. I keep on hearing giving each other the gift of having a lot to think about, right? The energy that almost articulates upon what that is. Now, there is at the same time, and this is what I mean about these readings right now being so energetically complicated. In the same time that that is occurring, I also see some very sealed separations that are happening. And what are we effectively seeing in the space of the sealed separations? Now, and I want to point out, did you notice that even as I started to say that, my throat chakra started closing up? The reason that we're effectively seeing a lot of that work with the sealed separations has to do in the framework or in the modality of recognizing the difference, right? We see even now that there's some energy in separation that's going through the transformational process of having an apology in terms of being able to articulate how much one has changed. If these are situations or circumstances wherein another person comes back just to check how someone feels, to take the temperature. I keep on hearing we don't fix things by taking temperature. It's the space by which we are able to amplify and articulate upon what it is that we're working upon doing better. And so everything that we're effectively seeing there's something to be said about the energy that is building into that context, finding the energetic resolve, feeling energetically fortified, and being able to continue forward into their own process of healing. And the one thing I keep on seeing about that right now is I keep on hearing there may be emotional volatility that's effectively coming up there. But I keep on hearing it's the emotional volatility of it's like the emotional volatility of working through the energetic frustration of potentially clearly seeing and understanding the difference in relationality to where it is the one is in the present versus where one is in the past. I would not even be surprised if some of these energies right now are in deep communication with their higher self. Because I almost can see the energetic higher self saying to another, do you see how far you've come in the space by which something would have bothered you, but now it just seems weird to you, right? It's almost like the energy that just kind of like, I keep on getting like navigating weirdness, but not being energetically impacted by it. Now, this brings us to a lot of the energy that is building into new relationship right now. And what's interesting about those energies that are building into relationship right now is having to do with the context of and that's why I keep on laughing when I'm reading into these new relationships right now. There's something about the alignment. There's something about the alignment of the manifestation goal. The alignment feels so aligned that the energy that the energy is almost articulating to each other that they need to move backwards in order to go forwards, right? It's like they're working through I keep on getting they're working through the syn like the sync like the synchronity or the synchrony in such a way that it's requiring that moment of reassessing their history, because I keep on seeing like there's a little bit of this energy that is like, and I'm not surprised to see this because we're going through moon relationships. They're navigating circumstances with a healthy sense of cynicism, which is the space by which they're holding hope in terms of what it is that they're moving towards, but they're not allowing that hope to cloud their perspective. Now, this brings us to the temperance relationships. And so the temperance relationships were the relationships that were coming together between the time of Uranus going retrograde up until the time of the solstice. Center card for today's spread. We have here the Page of Cups in its upright. Page of Cups in its upright. You know, and this is like, how do I describe this right now? The Page of Cups in its upright speaks specifically to modalities and experiences wherein we recognize, remember how I said there's something very energetically complicated happening right now for the energy that the temperance relationships, because I keep on hearing they're sharing more, they're expounding more upon something that happened in the past. They're building into that context in relationality to articulating upon what effectively energetically happened to them in the past. I keep on hearing, like, and again, where you can expect this with Neptune and Saturn both moving back into Pisces, the energy that was moving towards partnership that didn't effectively articulate fully the full breadth of something that they went through, not because they were trying to avoid the conversation, but they didn't want the shape of a hurt that they experienced to frame the perspective in terms of how another person sees them or saw them. And this is also the fact that this energy has done that work to heal the trauma. But now they're building deeper into connection, which is requiring them. I feel like it's the energy that almost feels energetically obligated to articulate and expound upon more something that energetically happened to them. And that's why we keep on seeing that the ability for them to articulate upon something that happened more, right? Like I keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy being able to do so is like I keep on seeing it's like that space by which the energy of the present is building a lot of feelings for something that happened in the past. So they're going through the solar plexus awakening, but then they have to control the heart space because it's not the space by which they want to do something about it because they're working through Neptune lessons. And Neptune lessons teach us that when you go back, like you touch Neptune's lessons, they become yours, right? It's the energy that is trying to be mindful of the counterpart's spiritual, like healing journey. And so again, moon, like as we're navigating through this moon phase where we're currently going through the moon in Leo, right? They're working through the space that the love that they feel for counterpart is shaping how they're carrying something going forward. And even if it's not the way that they would typically carry it, they are being respectful of the counterpart's healing journey, which is allowing them, I keep on hearing, it's like allowing them to build into the point of energetic expansion. They're processing and expanding upon it. This brings us to the energy that is deep within divine union right now. Those are those magician partnerships that were coming together between the time of the solstice up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. Can I get two cards to clarify, please? We've got here the magician card in its upright in combination with our Four of Wands in its upright. Now, the thing with those magician relationships, I just keep on seeing there, I gotta say, like, there's something important to be recognized and identified in relationality. I keep on hearing in relationality to observing what it like I keep on hearing the energy that's working through a situation of saying, better to see something, even if it hurts to see it, is what I keep on getting. And why are they saying better to see something, even if it hurts to see it? Because as I mentioned, for a lot of these magician relationships, they are going through, I keep on hearing they're going through a pseudo Saturn return, right? Neptune moving back into Pisces is almost triggering a pseudo Saturn return. And what's happening there is I keep on hearing the energy that keeps on saying to themselves, healthy energy wants to see us steadfast, right? If we're feeling more steadfast than we have been before, and we see that energy around us is navigating that with a sense of rumination instead of celebration, it hurts. It causes pain. It's like I keep on seeing they're going through that wisdom path work, but it's also reaffirming their own energetic resolve in relationality to moving in the direction that they feel is best for the self. Because I just keep on hearing, and that's why I keep on hearing they're not necessarily trying to change something in that context, but they're just observing it. And it's that context of observation that is framing the context of what it is that they're effectively trying to do better, right? I keep on hearing like better, not bitter, effectively in relationality to some of that work. This brings us to the world card in its reversal in combination with the hangman energy in its reversal. One card to clarify, we have here the Empress in its reversal. Getting back to the energy and separation right now, there is something to be said about these new relationships that are coming together. That is, there is a wryness here. I keep on seeing it. There is a wryness. There is a and I need to describe this, and this is why I keep laughing when I'm reading into these relationships, because you have to understand that um you have to understand that the space that we were articulating upon, that this is completely opposite of those temperance relationships that we saw were forming in the last cycle. Because those temperance relationships were like, it was like trustful energy, right? Like those relationships were just like working into a space of feeling. I keep wondering, like working into the space of feeling the intuitive sense of someone that feeling the intuitive sense of feeling energetically fortified, and finding someone that looks at something in the same way that one does something. Remember when I said they had really, really strong foundations, those those temperance relationships? These moon relationships are counterpoints, right? There I keep on getting, there's more of a, there's almost more of a ping pong energy to it. And the reason I'm kind of seeing that is because I keep on seeing that they're finding each other with their hearts closed, is what I keep on seeing. And why do I and why, like, and the reason I keep on seeing this right now, which makes a lot of sense, because you'll remember that we spoke about the fact that the temperance relationships are going through the process of open, I keep on hearing open solar plexus controlled heart system, right? There's not a word for that. I'm trying to figure it out. Open solar plexus controlled heart system. Um, so the energy in separation is working to, I keep on seeing they're working to like control, I keep on hearing like they're working to control the heart space. And I keep on seeing that the reason that they're working to control the heart space, it's not the fact, I keep on hearing, it's not the fact that they don't desire to have their heart open. They're being more precious with their heart, is what I keep on seeing. Like there's a lot of that work that's happening right now in separation, because I keep on hearing that there's something about that energy in separation where they're working through the fact that they feel like someone was clumsy with their heart. And what's hard about that is they're also going through the lesson of understanding that often that the hardest thing is not when somebody is intentionally clumsy with our heart, but when someone is unintentionally, I keep on hearing they're working through the understanding that I keep on hearing trauma builds triggers in weird places. And when we haven't done our shadow work effectively, we inadvertently hurt those around us, because I keep on seeing it's this, I keep on hearing like the space by which it's a space by which we do, I keep hearing it's a space by which we do an about face is what I keep on hearing. By which it's a space by which we don't move towards things effectively. Remember I said like these are energies that are healing from someone else effectively shutting down on them. And that's what I keep on seeing, like that energetic shutdown point is effectively as a result of a trigger that was not healed. And so that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, like they're being they're that like that's where I keep on getting the healthy cynicism in relationality to hearing something, right? Like they're hearing the right manifestations from one another, but they're fortifying in the space of allowing for the proof of the past to amplify and articulate the steadfastness of the energy moving in that direction, right? Like that's what keep on getting in relationality to that healthy cynicism that I'm picking up in some of these new partnerships, right? It's taking it's like it's like the energy that's like it's almost like the energy that's like forgive me if I'm a little like if I'm a little like it's like you'll have to forgive me, but it's like I keep on hearing it's like you'll have to forgive me, but there's good reason for it, right? Like and I think it's interesting because they're working to heal that with one another. And I keep on hearing they're working and they heal that in one another in the space by which I keep on seeing they're like almost articulating and expressing. I know this is going to sound weird, but they're projecting their frustration to each other in the best way possible is what I keep on getting. It's almost like the energy, like, well, who's got you upset? Like, you know what I mean? It's like who is it today? You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of that type of energy is what I keep on seeing. It's like they're helping each other. It's like they're helping each other through gripe, if that makes sense. Continuing to get clarification between it's funny. It's just funny because the energy and separation, it's like cranky energy. Continuing to get clarification between the hangman in its reversal and the page of cups in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Those temperance relationships. We've got the star card. We got the star card in its reversal. This is having a different impact on masculine and feminine energy. And I got to stress this because we can look at yesterday's cards, and we can already start to see a lot of similarity popping up in yesterday's reading compared to this one, especially because yesterday we had that hangman. We had that hangman in its reversal. And the thing about that I keep on hearing, like, the thing about a hangman in its reversal, I like to see a hangman in its reversal because a hanged man in its reversal effectively speaks to us about um, allowing the context of being like when we get frustrated with things, we find new directions, we find new possibilities, we find new opportunities. And so I keep on seeing that with a lot of the energy that is doing that work. There's something very significant in relationality to the energy that is working, like these temperance relationships that are going through this process. I keep on hearing they're articulating to one another, and I just keep on hearing them say, "I'm honoring the way they choose to carry it." Is what I keep on hearing, and I'm honoring I'm honoring the way they choose to carry it is effectively the energy that is recognizing, and I keep on seeing, like, remember when I said those temperance relationships, they're understanding something on a deeper level. They're getting the full breadth of understanding and relationality to the trauma that another person has potentially experienced in the past. I just keep on seeing this energy that is like, that's what I meant about the solar plexus opening with the energetic heart control, because it's the energy that's articulating and saying that when we show, I keep on hearing the same message, which is, um, when we care about each other, when we care about each other, it's not about telling another person how one must carry something. It is supporting each other as in relationality to how we choose to do so, is what I keep on seeing. And so, and that's what I keep on seeing is happening right now for both, for the energy in like coming, like, this is hard. Like, this is very difficult for a lot of those relationships that are coming, moving deeper into union right now, because it's a lot of that energy for masculine. It's potentially observing and recognizing a situation or circumstance around feminine, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to, where feminine was not necessarily being energetically honored the way that they're currently being honored. It's a space by which the masculine is feeling the breadth of seeing that in relationality to the articulation point of what feminine is expressing to masculine. For feminine, observing masculine, it's potentially masculine, feminine looking at masculine in spaces or places wherein masculine felt like they were energetically taken for granted, right? And so I see that in both of those modalities, there's a lot of, I keep on hearing there's a lot of, like, there's all that Aries energy. There's a lot of feelings that come up. And I keep on seeing that the space by which a lot of those feelings come up, the space by which a lot of those feelings come up, I keep on seeing the energy that keeps on, like I told you, like they're controlling their energetic heart space by almost articulating and saying that, I keep on seeing the energy, like I told you, they're going through Neptune lessons, and they're saying to themselves, if I reawaken that, if I energetically affect that, then I bring it all back, right? I bring it back into the present. It's no longer something that they're healing from, it's something that they're presently dealing with. So that's why I keep on seeing the energy that's working through that. And I keep on seeing, like, they're working through the understanding that the shape of love is building sanctuary, is protecting the energetic sanctuary of how we choose to carry our trauma, is what I keep on seeing. Now, this brings us to the energy that is moving deeper into divine union, and these are those magician partnerships. Continuation, clarification between our page of cups in its upright and our magician in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with our judgment in its reversal. So this judgment in its reversal is the judgment in its reversal right now. Um, what we're effectively seeing is, and this is what I mean, a lot of emotionality. I keep on hearing a lot of emotionality in relationality to having to reorient in relationality to something that they're seeing in the present that is recalibrating their perception of something in the past, is what I keep on seeing. And there's something there is something significant and important there, because I just keep on seeing this with these relationships, that, like, these relationships that are moving deeper into divine union right now. um Like, I want to describe, like, the best way I keep on just seeing this to a certain extent is this energy um effectively being like the life of the party, if that makes sense. And I keep on hearing like the same message, which is like energy deep within divine union, right? The observation, they're going through the modality of understanding and seeing healthy energy wants to see us steadfast, which is the space by which when we go through a maturation process, energy should be energetically celebrating it. They shouldn't feel energetically devastated by it. And when we see a moment that we're feeling celebration because we feel stable and we feel energetically grounded, and another person has volatility in perceiving us that way, it changes the shape of the way we perceive relationship. So that's what I keep on seeing, because there are definitely some relationships right now that are moving deeper into divine union, and they've never felt better, but what they're seeing outside of partnership is mortifying. It's tearing them apart because it's making another person ask outside of partnership what another person's manifestation goals were in terms of seeing another person in a space of healthiness or happiness. So that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy doing that work, there's volatility there, but they're supporting each other through that energetic volatility point, continuing to get clarification between our magician card in its upright and our four of wands in its upright. We've got the ace of swords in its upright. So let's talk a little bit about for the energy in separation right now. The one thing I keep on seeing for the energy in separation, the funny thing about it is like the energy in separation right now, um and I need to describe this for the, like, I need to walk through how it's having different impacts on those phases, because the first energetic phase I'm seeing in relationality to the energy that is like, I'm going to just kind of walk you through what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a situation that is archetypal in someone having to make a very impossible choice. Like, I see somebody going through a situation in the past where they made a choice that felt like it was impossible, but they recognized it was a choice that they had to make to be able to be energetically supportive towards a manifestation goal. And that is why I keep on seeing that for a lot of those energies and for a lot of those situations, the ability for another person to come back towards them and to articulate upon the clarity and the understanding of the energetic position that another was put in. I keep on hearing like that is the healing that is effectively occurring in those modalities. That ability, I keep on hearing, it's the energy that feels, I keep hearing it's the energy that feels liberated. And the reason that they feel liberated is because it's the space by which another person recognizes and articulates upon the fact that they understand the situation or position that another person was experiencing. Like, that is the type of energy that I'm seeing here that feels, I keep on hearing like it feels reaffirming, and they're giving each other the gift of affirmation, reaffirmation. Now, that's why, and this is what's so painful for the energy that's experiencing the opposite of that right now, because the observation, the understanding of how, like, what it would take, I keep on hearing the understanding and the observation of what it would take to get there. I keep on hearing the simplicity of something is what I keep on saying. It's like the energy, it's like the energy that is almost articulating upon like the easement by which it's like the energy that can literally see all it would have to take to effectively bring something into that space of transformation. And then, but in that moment of another person coming back, and instead of bringing that panacea to it, being energetically almost like checking, like articulating upon whether another person is still energetically emotional, right? It's like working through and contending with that emotionality. I keep on seeing the emotionality, like I keep on hearing like it like reaffirms. It's like the energy that is reaffirmed internally in relationality to feeling supported and moving in the right direction. Now, for the energy, that is the new relationships that are coming together right now. This is why, they're so temperamental to each other. Okay, like this is why these are relationships that are testy. They're coming to each other in a state of testiness. They are testy, 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 because they're feeling that testiness. They're feeling the testiness of working through something, and feeling, I keep on hearing like, and I got to tell you, this is what I mean with some of these energies in separation. They were furious. They're furious because I keep hearing everything was fine until it was not. Everything was great until it wasn't. It's like it's a lot of the energy that was working through. I keep on hearing trauma builds triggers in weird places. So everything moving towards a manifestation goal until the arrival of another person that had not navigated a trigger effectively or worked through something. And in that modality, it caused an energetic separation. I just keep on seeing that for a lot of that energy, that I keep on hearing testy for good reason, right? It's like I keep on hearing they're testy. They're testy not because they're trying to be provocative. They're testy because they're protecting their heart space. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of that energy that's almost like having a bit of this like prove it. It's like having a little bit of this like prove it energy to one another, because they feel like I feel like they're working on healing from energy that was not energetically steadfast, is what I keep on getting. Now, continuing to get clarification for these, and this is what I mean about the volatility that we're potentially seeing right now for a lot of the energy going through the temperance lessons, or the temperance partnerships. Clarification between that Empress card in its reversal in combination with the Star card in its reversal. We got two cards here. We got the six. We got the Six of Swords in its upright in combination with the Four of Swords in its reversal. Whew, right? This is literally, these two cards in combination are exactly what we mean about the temperance relationships going through Neptune lessons, right? This is the energy of effectively identifying. I can see the energy working through something and saying, like, that's the thing with Neptune lessons. If you touch it, it's not Neptune's anymore. It's yours. It's like, because Neptune is the energetic memory bank, right? So it's the energy. It's like, it's giving me it's giving me the space by which, and this is the conversation that I almost see in relationality to, I keep on hearing, like, I almost hear the energy, the temperance relationships giving each other advice, being like, you know what I would do, right? I mean, like the energy going, you know what I would do. And someone being like, I know what you would do, but that's why we're not doing it, right? It's like the energy that like works through the context of recognizing that counterpart has a different way of having would have addressed something in a different fashion, right? It's the space by which the energy effectively identifies how someone would address something in a different fashion, and the acknowledgement point of it, but then honoring, I keep on hearing, honoring each other's journey, right? Because it is, I keep on hearing, it is the respect that they give each other on understanding their pathwork effectively, right? It's like, it's literally, I keep on hearing, it's the honor. They keep on hearing they're honoring each other, and they're honoring each other because they're not trying to, I keep wondering, they're not trying to intercept or intervene in each other's healing journeys. They're effectively seeing one another at a point of being healed. And they're saying basically in that moment, clearly, whatever you did was the right thing to do because it's brought you to this point. So that's why I keep on getting, they're going through the solar plexus opening, control of the heart space. Why I oughta, but I won't. It's a lot of why I oughta, but I won't. But I want to, but I won't. But I want to, but I won't. Continuing to get clarification between our star card in its reversal and our judgment card in its reversal. One card to clarify, please. Yeah, we got that King of Swords in its reversal. So let's talk a little bit about that King of Swords in its reversal, because the King of Swords in its reversal, and this is having a different impact on masculine and feminine energy. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. So everything I keep on seeing right now in relationality to everything I keep on seeing right now in relationality to um, masculine and feminine right now are having a lot of energetic alignment. But the thing about I keep on hearing the thing about the alignment that's happening is regarding it's like working through the emotionality of the past is what I keep on seeing. Now, I'm going to walk you guys through the difference that I'm seeing right now between masculine and feminine, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Um, for mass, like, and this is also a continuation point in relationality to um, when we care about one another, we energetically honor the present, is what I keep on hearing. Because I keep on hearing the present is the gift, because the present is where things can be, not where things are energetically harbored. And when I keep on hearing, when we hold on to the past too much, we can't get anything done, right? Because it's like when we harbor things, we ruin things, is what I keep on getting. Like the space by which we effectively identify and recognize. I keep on hearing it's like the space by which we hold the past with an open palm, which means we observe it so that we can learn from it, but we don't squeeze it too tightly or else it hurts us, is what I keep on getting. And so I feel like a bit effectively I see a lot of the masculine trying to do that work. I see the masculine trying to be gentle with themselves in terms of not being too hard on the self, which is the space by which I almost see the masculine um, being in a space of identifying and recognizing that their job is to learn, right? It is, I keep wondering, it's a gift to learn. The gift of learning is one that we always look to the past self as reference, but then we understand that that is inner child healing, because inner child healing isn't about healing the person who you were when you were 6. It's about healing the person you were last week that doesn't know the stuff that the person today knows, right? And that's where the force of compassion is. We always understand and we don't hold ourselves harshly for things that we could not necessarily understand at the time. We nurture. I keep on hearing we nurture our journeys even as we move in accordance to them. So for masculine, I feel like that's being a lot more gentle, like trying to be more gentle with a past version of self. And I keep on hearing like that's what's facilitating healthy conversation. For feminine, it's feeling much more Queen of Swords in here. I'm not seeing a Queen of Swords out. I'm just going to say that I'm not seeing a Queen of Swords out, but it's certainly feeling very Queen of Swords in terms of this reading, especially given the fact that I see the Empress in its reversal and the Ace of Swords, because it effectively articulates, and I keep on seeing the feminine that identifies, and I keep on hearing the feminine that's working more in accordance to the understanding of the self. And what's interesting about that is I feel like that is the feminine that is, and I feel like that's what I mean in terms of the difference right now between the work of masculine and feminine, because masculine is coming to understand themselves better by holding the past version of self more gently. Feminine is becoming coming to understand themselves more by holding the present version of self more firmly. So I keep on seeing that for both of those energies. It's interesting because it's about, I keep on hearing it's about the journey of finding the purpose. But for masculine right now, it feels more nurturing. For feminine, it feels more, it's not nurturing, it's fortifying. continuing to get clarification between our Judgment card in its reversal and the Ace of Swords in its upright. Woo, we got a lot of swords. This whole third tier right now is all swords. We got the Seven of Swords here. So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about this Seven of Swords energy, because the Seven of Swords energy that we're identifying here has to do, and like that's further confirmation and relationality to what we're talking about as it relates to the past, right? Because for a lot of the energy, like the energy that is in separation right now, and I keep on getting this, the energy in separation is understanding that closure is not found in going backwards. Closure is found in finding gratitude in the present, is what I keep on seeing. Like the work of closure is not about going back to things. It's about building into the firmament of the present. That's where we find closure. And that's what's interesting about this reading that we're seeing, because I keep on seeing the energy that's in separation going, in order to find closure, I must become present. In order to find closure, I must become present. I don't need to find closure outside of the self. I don't need to, that is not closure that we seek outside of the self, is often vengeance. I'm just going to bring that up. Closure, true closure is found in the present. It's building into the context of the present, right? And often, right, the conversation in relationality to closure is the closure that we find is activated in the space by which we are energetically present, in the space by which we inhabit. So that's why I keep on seeing, what's interesting about this is there's a lot of energy in separation right now that is healing from the illusion of closure, which is often the space by which another person says that they want closure, but they don't want closure. They want to return back to something, right? like the energy might says, I need closure. You don't need closure. You're saying that you need closure, but what you're really hoping is you're looking for an escapist space to bring the past back into the present. So that's why we see that for a lot of the energy working in that space, that is what's unifying all of the phases in separation right now. The observation that closure is activation in the present. And what do we see that's happening right now? We see some rectification that's happening in energy articulating upon how much they have changed, right? Not trying to build closure into something, but giving something. They're giving something to find closure. That's often how we find closure. It's a reformation and the restoration of the self. We see that there's energy right now that is coming into full closure, but the closure that they're seeing is the observation of another that's coming towards them, not because they want to rectify, but because they're trying to see if someone is still holding on to their purpose with clarity. So I see that energy being like, yeah, that's not energetic closure. They're just checking to see if I still feel the same way. And then we see the energy that is moving deeper into partnership right now. And this is why we see that these relationships that are coming together right now are being built upon healthy cynicism. And why are they being built upon healthy cynicism? Because they're holding hope for what they're hearing from one another, but they're not letting that hope cloud their perception of what they're getting from one another. So they're building into that modality of being able to recognize and identify that work. And I keep on seeing, it's like I keep on seeing the energy that's like working into that space. And it's like it's interesting too. And I feel like this is, and I got to point this out. This is there, like it has to do with all the energy right now in Aries. There's a little bit of spikiness. There's a little bit of spikiness in these new relationships, because I keep on seeing that it's almost like I keep on hearing it's like the vibration by which we're identifying and recognizing. Like I almost see the energy that is like that I don't know why, but I almost feel like some of these energies fell into separation because another person was feeling testy, or somebody else trying to articulate I keep on hearing like I keep on hearing like the ugliness of testiness, or somebody basically trying to say to another person, like, this is the full shape of me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the energy that says like it's giving me a little bit of this energy that's almost saying like, take it or leave it. Like, this is what you find here. Like, this is the full shape of that, is what I keep on identifying. Now, for I keep on getting for the energy that is coming, like, and this is why this is so difficult for those temperance relationships that are coming into, like, that are coming into union right now. I mean, or like the clarification between the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords in its reversal, and the King of Swords in its reversal. Yeah, I got the High Priestess and it's upright. And this is what's beautiful about it, right? Because what we're effectively seeing, and I need to stress this, with the High Priestess and its upright and the King of Swords and its reversal, is it has to do with what it feels like to honor another person's healing journey, right? Because I keep on seeing that, and I got to stress this, like, this is why I keep on seeing the masculine working through some kind of feeling of controlling the heart space. Because if there's something about the feminine expounding upon more about something that happened to them, wherein the feminine was not being energetically honored, the masculine experiencing that and seeing that, feeling a lot of that volatility about it, wanting to do something about it, and then stopping the self because they want to honor the feminine's journey in relationality to how far they've come from it. And so that's the energy. Like, I literally see the energy that's saying, hold me back. But the masculine saying, hold me back. The higher self, like the higher self is like holding the masculine back, going, don't, right? You do that, you're going to bring all of that back into the present, right? Honor their healing journey. Feminine going through the same work, seeing situations or circumstances wherein masculine may feel underappreciated or underseen. And so the feminine, again, feeling that energetic volatility about that, feeling the disruption point, I keep on seeing, like, working towards the masculine and saying, I trust the way you choose to carry that, right? Almost potentially articulating upon, like, I keep on hearing, and how are they healing with one another? They're communicating through it, right? That is how they're clearing the controlled hearts, the heart space that they're controlling. They're articulating upon how much they feel about it, right? And so it's like the processing that allows the space. Like, I keep on hearing, it's the active communication by which they're expressing their frustration in relationality to another person having to deal with something or experience something or work through something. Now, this brings us to the energy of those magician partnerships. Clarification between our King of Swords and its reversal and our Seven of Swords and its upright. Woo! Justice card in its reversal. It's upset. You know, I gotta tell you right now, like, these magician partnerships, I I keep like I keep on feeling like I'm reading into these magician partnerships, and I keep on seeing somebody going, I don't know what's gotten into them, and someone being like, I understand what's gotten into them, right? Like, I just keep on seeing that the space by which they're recognizing volatility outside of healthy union, at a time when I keep wondering, at a time that feels like it should be an energetic point of celebration. I just keep on seeing, I keep on getting this modality of like I keep on hearing the gravitas I keep on hearing the gravitas of a shape of relationship outside of partnership, being recontextualized in the moment, that I keep on hearing, in it should be being recontextualized, that in a moment that should be the happiest moment, but not necessarily another person observing it as such. Is I keep on seeing, it's like I keep on hearing, this is why they're going through Saturn lessons, because they're feeling, I keep on seeing that they're feeling that They're feeling that devastation, but they're also feeling like the devastation comes with clarity. They're going through an auric cleansing. Final card for today's spread, between our High Priestess in its upright in combination with the Justice card in its reversal. Woo, we got the four of Cups in its reversal. So I'm gonna kind of like, the one thing I want to kind of return back to right now with the energy that we're currently experiencing, and I just need to give you kind of like a primer on this right now. This energy is like projection central. It is so easy to energetically project in this energy right now. And the reason that it's so easy to project is not the reason that you are potentially expecting it to be. It is because Chiron and Eris are in incredibly close proximity to each other, and they're both retrograding. So I just need to stress this, okay? Chiron and Eris retrograding in close proximity will create situations and circumstances where something coincidental happens and you feel like it is directed to the self. Okay? Chiron and Eris retrograding together will create situations and circumstances that are coincidental but feel highly triggering of past traumas. So recognizing and identifying that, being mindful of that. That's why I keep on saying, make sure that you are not assuming things. Make sure that you are asking questions. Make sure that you are being energetically observant, not being reactive in energy like this. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're going through this retrograde and you're assuming things and you're throwing shields up every which way, you're going to potentially come out of it feeling energetically silly. Okay, it's the modality or experience by which we are able, I keep on hearing, by which we are able to do something more effectively. So I keep on hearing, don't let yourself feel triggered by a bunch of other people being triggered right now, because this type of energy is triggering everybody. But when we are recognizing, and I keep on pointing out, I need to stress this, it's not that triggers are bad. Okay, there are good triggers and there are bad triggers. Okay, it's not about getting rid of all the triggers. You need those triggers. Triggers tell you what's important. Okay, trauma builds triggers in weird places. Okay, we work to resolve the triggers that trauma builds in weird spaces, right? That's becoming observant. That's connecting. That's like recognizing our own tendencies. Sometimes we don't get rid of them, but knowing where they are is half the battle, right? There it is. I'm going to tell you where it is. Just avoid that. Yeah, don't touch that. Okay. But at the same time, it's reasonable to be triggered about things that are important. It's important to be triggered about things. It's not about being cool all the time. Why would you be cool all the time? It's cool to care. And when we care about things, we have triggers for good reason. And the important thing about whether you're trying to figure out if a trigger is a good trigger or a bad trigger, whether it's a trigger from the higher self or the trigger from the ego, is answering the question, why is it so important? Okay. And the ability to identify why a trigger is important will usually give you an identification point as to whether it is an inside problem or an outside problem. Further, I also need to say that what we're effectively going through right now is also the fact that we have a tendency, the ego wants to project, and the higher self has a tendency of over internalizing. Okay? The ego wants to project, and the higher self has a tendency of over internalizing. And so it's finding the energetic proportionality. We're going through Libra season, which is not necessarily being reactive, but being reactive in a proportional fashion. So being able to identify and recognize what that proportionality is. And I keep on hearing that proportionality isn't equitable. This is why we don't make like a blanket rule and say like the blanket rule applies in every position. You make a blanket rule that says it applies in every position, I guarantee you're going to hit a situation where that blanket rule does not work, right? It's the ability to identify and recognize, to effectively arbitrate upon what is important, that allows one to be able to build into the context of nuance. So make sure that you're doing work in this energy right now, because I know that this energy is triggering. I know that this energy is intense. But again, the ability to be energetically conscious throughout it, to articulate upon why something is important or what gives things meaning, helps us to be able to articulate and identify our purpose more effectively. Bottom of the deck on this reading, particularly as it relates to relationships. Particularly as it relates to relationships. There is no better way to ruin a relationship than to compare it to another relationship. No two relationships are alike. And the moment that you start comparing relationships is often the moment that you're effectively articulating the fact that you don't appreciate an energetic relationship. When we appreciate that relationships are unique, we don't look at something and say, why are they getting that and I'm getting this? We appreciate the shape by which we are forming energetic connections. So make sure, make sure that you're navigating that. Make sure that you're communicating upon it. Make sure that you're speaking upon it. And that ability of doing so, like this is how, and I keep on hearing, it's not nice to insist. So the space by which we're energetically courteous is the space by which we ask questions to get clarity, but we don't force. I keep on hearing, we don't energetically force things, right? So just be a little bit energetically mindful about that as it relates to what it is that you're working through, particularly and especially in the energy of relationship right now. And again, like don't assume things in relationship. Make sure that you ask healthy questions. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book a reading, you have to pay for a reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember, I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone who attended our recent class on the star card. Our next class is tonight at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be studying the moon card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. It's not necessary to catch up. I do my best to give you an update on everything we studied prior to beginning the next class. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions you may have in relationality to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also receive a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified as to my mystic meditation articles, which are released bi-monthly. I just released one recently on this full moon. I'll be releasing one shortly on the new moon we've got coming up. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. And we will do this again tomorrow. That is our daily collective read. We are going to get started on personal readings. Congratulations to Bridget. You got our highest gifter today, and the list is closed today for personal readings. We will be honoring one card readings for subscribers. So if you would like to become a subscriber, your super fan status will make you eligible for a one card. I'm going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through as it was reading. Thank you for the compliment, Joannis. We're also at 19.7K likes. When I get to 50K, we will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Thank you for the compliment, Joannis, on my tats. Yes, you're so welcome, Kay. Maybe the Sun partnerships. Yes, tarot classes. I can't wait for tonight. Erica, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. All right. So the new moon that's coming up is in Libra, but it's in the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Megan, I hope that clarifies. Thank you as well. Good vibes. And Jenny, I'm happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for, or if you'd like to become a subscriber, I'm happy to pull a card for you on it. Hi, Erica. Welcome. Time tomorrow, I'll be on at noon Eastern. So we'll be here at 9 a.m. PST, noon Eastern. Yep. You're welcome, Laura. Thank you. Hi there, Davon. I just hope she learns from it. Everybody was weird today. Sending you support, Rita. Dang, this is hitting for me too. Sister Snappy and Scorpio. Yeah, if the Scorpio placements right now, it's going to potentially be more intense for those with Scorpio placements because we've got Mercury and Mars in Scorpio, so it's a lot of that like try me kind of energy. That's good to hear. She's starting to recognize it. Have a beautiful day, Bridget. Erica, thank you for the heart me's. Milana, thank you for the follow. Hi there, TC. And Erin, thank you for the follow. Beep, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Bella, navigating weirdness just made me giggle. You have the best sayings. Thank you. And thank you for the heart me's. Thank you for confirmation. Good. Welcome, Per. Good to see you today. Steadfast. Steadfast is being firm in relationality to what it is that one is trying to do. Right? Like it's continuing, it's staying firm in things. Yep, that's a whole different perspective. Yep. How are you doing again? I showed up at 11:11. Oh, that's wild, Free. Grand Rising, Ella. The holy grail of content. Thank you so much, Mon. I do my best. Noiseless. What do you mean by noiseless? I'm afraid I don't do pregnancy readings here, Jordan. Wishing you luck on that journey. Brooke, thank you for the follow. Mama Min, thank you for the follow. Rosa, Blue, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. The scenic route. And thank you, user 744, for the follow. Oh, thank you for the compliment, Mama. Alexis, thank you for sharing the live. Kayla, thank you for the follow. Good. Yeah, it's so true. Everything was fine and then it changed in an instant. Sending you support on that, dear. Kels, thank you for the follow. Brendan, Joshua. Joshua used to channel too. I don't know if you recognize that. So I just want to point that out. Your whole book is Joshua channeling. So thank you for being here and receiving these messages. Kels, thank you for sharing the live. Good to see you today as well. Good. Grand Rising, Elisa. It's a sign of the times. You're so welcome, Shush. Good to see you today. Closures, moving on. Love this. Kai, thank you for the follow. Gratitude. I've been feeling this all week as being present, listen and look, tap to claim. Kristen, thank you for those gifts. You're so welcome. Nambuere. Hi there, B. Aries here, can confirm. It's a little bit easier right now for Aries placements. I got to say, I'm like, Humpty, thank you for the follow. Bella, thank you for sharing the live. Pacifico, thank you for the follow. Elisa, I'm trying not to project worry into things in my life, but we are going through it. Sending you support on that journey. Bree, thank you for those roses, dear. Thank you for confirmation, Alexandra. Thank you, Kai, for those gifts. Cool Beans, thank you for the heart me. Good to see you today. And thank you as well, Ella. Some project their negative past relationships to new people. It's a process. We all have those tendencies, right? It's when we recognize that we're doing so that we're able to move through it. All right. Oh, you're a Scorpio rising. Don't get triggered today. It's wild. I know. I'm going to have to come back to this video. I missed the collective, but I've been feeling, yeah, it's because Mercury and Mars are in Scorpio right now, cool beans. All right, friends, and thank you, Kirby, for sharing the live. We're going to continue right now. We're going to get started on personal readings. As I mentioned, friends, the list is closed today, but if you would like to get on the list for tomorrow, you'll be the first person read for. You'll also have an additional card in your reading, and we will be moving into one-card readings for subscribers shortly. So if you would like a free one-card reading, go ahead and become a super fan, and your super fan status will make you eligible for a one card. We're also at 25.9K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be doing a giveaway and gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. All right, the first person we are reading for today is Good Vibes. Grace, if you could let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And while we wait for Grace's question, why don't we warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check? I've got the animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, purr. Well done. We'll do that again after the next reading. Grace, could you let me know if you'd like a general or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? You can't say bird, Bella. There's too many birds in the deck. Too many birds. Too many birds. You got to pick a bird. All right. Second call for Grace right now. Second call for Grace. Oh, you did it. You see, it just took a minute. All right. All right. If Grace is not here, we're going to continue with Bridget. I know I saw her. She was here a second ago. Maybe she stepped out. Bridget, you're next on the list. Do you want the reading today or do you want to hold that reading? Just let me know. And as I mentioned, friends, the list is closed. We will be moving into one-card readings for subscribers now as we wait for Grace to come back. So if you are a subscriber who would like a one-card reading, go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become eligible for a one-card reading, just go ahead and become a super fan. And also, if you would like an animal spirit guide card right now, please make sure that you are recharging your heart knees. All right, we've got one card for Julia. Highest priority messages, please. Someone else's lack of confidence is not your responsibility. You can't give someone confidence. And I keep on hearing, when you try to give someone confidence, they will come back and say that you forced them. Right? Bottom of the deck. Yeah. Like the star card in its reversal. I mean, the star card bottom of the deck. Which is, and I keep on seeing like, you know, I keep on hearing, I don't know, I keep on hearing the message, I respect your choice, but I can't wait for you, is what I keep on hearing. You know? Like I feel like I feel like there's some kind of energy there. You know, it's almost like it's almost giving me some kind of vibration of someone who refuses to believe that this isn't a trip. You know? I keep on hearing it's the difference between you and another person navigating something like a trip versus a destination is what I keep on hearing. Yeah, Ram. I keep on hearing it's about location, location is location. You know? Like I see some kind of, I keep on hearing like, you know, the space by which I keep on hearing manifestation goals are just as integral on where as they are on what is what I keep on seeing. And that's the hard part. Like I see somebody that really like, I keep on hearing they like where they are. They like, I keep on hearing like something, I keep on hearing you being like, I need to get out of here. And another person being like, I love it here. You know, I got you, Bridget. One card, highest priority. Nine. If you're feeling like waves of sadness or waves of grief, I keep on getting that this is, I keep on hearing this is some counterpart energy that's having to make some like really, really like some really, really heavy choices, you know? Like I don't know why. I just keep on reading somebody that's articulating about, I don't know why I keep on hearing someone say the life I have is preventing me from having the life I want. The life I have is preventing me from having the life I want, which is some kind of energy that feels like they're going through some kind of process by which they're identifying or recognizing like what they need to change. Yeah, like the magician card. I feel like it's giving me the vibration of someone like going through a Saturn return. You know, I don't know if they're actually like I don't know. It might be this energy that's triggering one, but I keep on seeing that like they're trying. I keep on hearing like they're trying to forgive their past self, who I feel like they feel like they had their priorities out of whack. Is what I keep on getting. Yeah, especially with the crane energy. It's really wild. I feel like I'm sensing someone like this is saying to me like somebody's going through like an awakening process, you know? Like I keep on hearing like somebody wants something simpler. You know, like I almost see somebody being like, I don't know why, like it almost feels like somebody who like was going through the process of like wanting their name to be known. And now I keep wondering now, like now they want to disappear. Now the fact that everybody knows them feels like I keep wondering, it feels like I keep wondering it's like them being like, oh, everybody knows me here. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that type of energy. Hold on a minute. All right. I got you, Cool Beans, Spirit Led. One card, please. You got two cards coming out, Cool Beans. Um, the life of the party should never get advice from the party. The life of the party should never get advice from the party. So again, if it's like if you're getting advice from energy that craves your energy, take it with a grain of salt. Is what I keep on saying, right? Like I keep on hearing recognize another person's intentions in relationality to the direction that they're telling you to move upon. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, magician in its reversal, right? Like I especially I keep on hearing I keep on hearing like especially in relationality to something that you're trying to do or something that you're like working through. Like I almost feel like this is you. I almost feel like this is you like calling your energy back upon some things. But also like I feel like it's the observation. It's like the observation or amplification of like I feel like I see you like working through the recognition of identifying others' intentions, you know, or having to have a conversation with someone about that, you know, being like they said, be like, well, why do you think they would say that? You know what I mean? Like it's giving me like it's like don't just take someone at like don't just take someone at what they say. Understand why they would say something is what I keep on seeing. Yep. Alexandra, one card on love, please. Oh, sorry. Animal spirit guide. Hold on a minute. Animal spirit guide for cool beans. Yeah, the boar, right? and I feel like it's almost giving me energy. I don't know why I keep on getting it. Like, I keep on hearing, like, I don't know why I'm getting the message, like, sometimes when someone says they don't like someone, it's built more upon jealousy, is what I keep on seeing. Is like I keep on getting the message, like, the opposite of love isn't hate, is what I keep on getting. Like, why do you have such strong feelings about something? Okay, where were we? All right. One card on love for Alexandra, please. You are not cake. Not everybody deserves a slice. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, and again, like this feels to me, like this literally feels to me like you're healing from, and I keep wondering, you can't get anywhere with jealous energy. You can't get anywhere with jealous energy, because jealous energy will be will be hyper worried about other people's intentions. And I keep on hearing, there's nothing more offensive than when others are focused on worrying about other people's intentions instead of trusting judgment. Like, I keep wondering, that's what's so offensive, when another person over concentrates on others' intentions. Because when another person over concentrates on another's intentions, they don't they they don't trust our judgment, is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah. Like, I feel like this is you healing from some kind of energy that was overly focused on protecting you from things instead of trusting your energetic strength. You can't get any, I keep hearing, you can't get anywhere with overprotective energy, because it's like it's giving me like a lot of that, like, poor thing. Like, oh, like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the energy that, like, constantly, like goes, like, I keep wondering, makes, like, that's the sound of someone making problems where problems don't exist, because you can't do anything without another person reading into something, is what I keep on getting. Ella, one card, highest priority around new energy. Um, it feels like old soul energy, you know? It feels very peaceful. I'm sensing someone, like, it's interesting. Like, I feel like it's interesting. Like, it's giving me like Jedi energy, like someone who's come here to try to help bring peace to circumstances or situations. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in its reversal. Um, I almost, like, it's interesting because it's like I keep on hearing, like, some kind of, like, I mean, I keep on hearing, like, peaceful energy can sometimes, like, I almost feel like it's almost like somebody sensing another person's, like over correction in relationality to things being perfect. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a little bit of this, like, I keep on hearing they're here to help another person heal their overcorrective sense of perfectionism, is what I keep on getting. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the Ren energy. I feel like I'm just seeing some kind of circumstance or situation there where it's like it's giving me, like, they're like, it's like no big deal energy. Like, why are you making a big deal out of that? Like, it's like I keep on hearing, like, the energy, like the energy that has their feet on the ground, that doesn't worry so much about impressing others, right? But helping another person see what is important. Melissa, one card on relationship with partner, please. I think you guys need a vacation, you know? I almost feel like there hasn't been a minute to, like, I feel like you and another person just need some time to energetically connect, or to be able to just, like, focus on each other, you know? Bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like I see somebody who has a hard time relaxing. You might have to, like, I feel like you have to get someone out of their element. You can't be in a space to connect with someone in a space where everything they like to distract them with is there, is what I keep on hearing. I keep on hearing you have to disconnect to connect. Bottom of the deck. I mean, animal spirit guide. It's interesting. I said bottom of the deck. Yeah, the bee, right? I keep on hearing you have to disconnect to connect, which is the space by which you kind of step away from something for a while to really, I keep on hearing like focus on one another, putting something down for a minute. Oh, thank you, Per. Very much resonates. You're welcome, Julia. Olivia, sending you support on that journey, dear. Ava, one card from message from counterpart, please. And just a reminder, if anybody wants a one card, all you need to do is become a subscriber and you'll be eligible. You become a super fan, and that will make you eligible for a one card. I feel like they think they're playing catch up. I don't know why. I keep on seeing a situation where someone feels like they dedicated a good portion of their life for something. And I keep on hearing, I'll never get that time back. But I feel like I see somebody that's like almost working, like they're working fastidiously and quickly to try to catch up with some of the energy around them, is what I keep on seeing. Um, it's giving me a lot of training wheels energy. It's giving me the energy of someone that it's weird because like I feel like I keep on hearing they have a major accomplishment. They've done more. They've done more than others would do. But something about the more that they've done is almost requiring them to energetically restart upon something. Like this is like, I don't know why. It almost feels like somebody like who early retired from something. You know what I mean? Yeah, like especially with that Knight of Swords, like they've seen some stuff. They've been through it. You know what I mean? Like I keep on hearing they put their time in, but that's why I keep on seeing like they're like it's giving me a lot of start again energy, but it's like they've got firm footing, but I keep on hearing they're learning to be I keep on hearing they're learning to be normal. Is what I keep on hearing. They're learning what it means to like have a normal life, if that makes sense. Year 9 vibes, yeah. Bridget, I've been going through the ups and downs. Oh, my dad's 3-year anniversary, so I thought it was that. You're welcome, dear. Sending you so much support on that journey, Bridget. All right. We're doing one cards right now, Miranda, for subscribers. Yep. I love bees. Who doesn't, bad? Per one card message from divine counterpart, please. Um, somebody is trying to get back together with them. You know, but no, no. I'm getting, here's the thing about it. I'm getting some kind of energy here. I keep on hearing somebody. I feel like they kept on giving someone. They kept on giving someone, like I keep on hearing them. They're recovering from this space of saying, like the kind of energy which is like you give someone an inch and they take a mile. You know, like the space by which they kept on. I keep on hearing the space by which they kept on giving someone, um, like a little bit of leniency about something, but I just keep on hearing like I keep on hearing someone saying to another person like there's no repairing something that they did, like this is giving me um it's and it's hard too because like I almost feel like this is somebody who's in like a commitment for a very long time, and I'm almost getting the vibe of someone saying like we've like grown apart, like we don't have anything holding us together anymore, you know? Like I keep on hearing like the thing that was holding them together has moved, like is no longer there. that's allowing some kind of context of them kind of, I keep on hearing like a respectful distance from something is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, like it's saying with the bee energy, things haven't been okay for a long time. But I think that that's what I keep on seeing. Like I almost feel like it's a space by which another person is trying to have a conversation with someone in terms of like having grown apart and just being very, very different and wanting very different things. But it's interesting too because I sense some kind of deep past life connection between you and them. And I almost feel like it's like, remember when I said like the space by which another person has a feeling that you're energetically ready for them now? I feel like they're also ready is what I keep on seeing because I keep on hearing this is a relationship that they're not trying to impress anybody but themselves. Kinesia, these are one card readings for subscribers. So if you'd like to become a super fan, I'm happy to pull a card for you. Good vibes. One card for if I should continue to give them space. Oh, I was looking for, okay. All right. Respect their wishes. Like respect, like I keep on hearing respect their wishes. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, the world card in its reversal, you know. Um, I don't know where you left it, but it says to me like I feel like it's a question about manifestation goals, you know? Like I keep on hearing you don't need to feel like you don't need to force a manifestation goal on someone. Um, yeah, the ram energy, you know, I feel like I prioritize you have to like your mantra right now is I prioritize energy that prioritizes me and wants the same things as me. Not feeling the need to have to like I keep on hearing check on someone or to like I keep on hearing no come hither energy, which is the energy that says like go away and then says where are you? Cuz like it's weird like are they watching your stuff? Like it feels a little bit like it feels a little lurky. It feels like a little bit of energy that's like go away, but then it's like they're watching you. That is the energy of someone that's like being in a come hither space, which is to say, like, look, respecting another person's boundaries is how we heal. You might be the most healthy person they've ever met because this is you respecting their wishes. Bless, thank you for sharing the live. Cool beans. I've been reminding myself about it that lately a lesson I've already learned, but remembering as hold on a minute, but remembering as I'm at a new level. Well, and I think even like, I feel like it's almost like potentially giving you a different perspective on something too. Cool. You know, you get the bore frequently, but like, I feel like again, like the bore energy has to do with like, well, why would they say that? You know what I mean? Like the bore energy is like, I keep on hearing it's the healthy energy wants to see us steadfast, which is much like we were reading for the energy deep within divine union. Which is like if someone says something that feels oppositional to us being steadfast, that's interesting, isn't it? You're welcome. I'm also still looking for Grace. Grace, if you're here and you would like your reading, just let me know. All right. And Denise, good to see you today. Can I get one card for Denise General, please? Just keep on working towards fixing, like, like, navigate what's in your power to fix. Leave the rest to the universe. Yeah, especially with the strength card in its reversal, right? If you're doing everything you can, that's enough. Don't get overly focused on why others aren't showing up. Just do your part is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the horse energy, right? Um I keep on seeing like Not letting another person's fickleness get to you is what I keep on seeing, right? I keep on hearing just like, don't like, I keep on hearing like, don't match energy, just be energetically consistent, right? Like when somebody, I keep on hearing like, when somebody is like provoking you, remember who you are, is what I keep on getting. Thank you, Bill, for the follow. Grand Rising, Miranda. Good to see you today. You were feeling the old soul energy too. Thank you for confirmation on that, Ella. Miranda, we're doing one cards right now for subscribers. Hi, yes. Oh, thank you for confirmation, Ella, on the accuracy of the read. One card on my new interest, please. I got you, Miranda. All right. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys have a lot of mutual interests, you know? I like it too because they seem really pragmatic. Yeah. You know? The only thing I would articulate upon is it does seem like there is something about them being very, very busy. So I keep on hearing don't let their busyness, don't take their busyness personally, is what I keep on hearing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the salmon energy, right? Like I keep on seeing um being I keep on hearing, I don't know why I feel like they're very like I see them like very, very focused on work. Like, I keep on hearing be appreciative of the fact that they're very, very busy, right? Is what I keep on seeing. Don't take it personally. Um, Especially I keep on hearing in terms of like the time it takes for them to get back to you or something of that nature. Like I almost feel like this is you and them trying to like coordinate in some way. Be patient. Yep. Right. Little oh, that's amazing, Ella. How are you doing, Maka? AJ. Um, I don't know. I can't really help you with that, AJ. I mean, I can do energetic reads on people, but I also I don't want you to have that kind of fear mentality in relationality in terms of someone doing harm in the space of a family system. Again, sending you support on that journey. And I would try to I would try to move away from something that has you in that fear-based mindset. Okay, Kim, one general, please. Highest party for Kim. Um, you don't need to explain yourself to everybody. I keep on hearing access to you is a privilege, not a right. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. And often I keep on hearing this is we sometimes shut people out of our lives when another person is not prioritizing that effectively. When another person is taking us for granted or when another person is too energetically demanding is what I keep on seeing. It almost like it feels like I feel like this is you like healing from some kind of energetic connection wherein another person feels like they can take liberties. You know what I mean? Like I keep on hearing you can't like you don't just pop in and out of another person's life. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, the cow, right? It's like it's giving me I keep on hearing like new relationships don't earn old friend privileges is what I keep on hearing. New relationships don't earn old friend privileges, which is to say that I keep on hearing when we have a long history with someone, then when we have a long history with someone, then we have a more of an ability to kind of just smoothly move into something because it's linear in the pathwork of our experience and relationship with one another. But I keep on hearing, don't let new energy try to assume old friend privileges, which is someone who like doesn't build consistency consistently with you, but then just energetically expects you and then just expects you to energetically be there like in the space by which they need something is what I keep on hearing. All right. And thank you for the follow, AJ. One moment, please. You have a great day, Bridget. Okay. And Bubbly, thank you for the follow. Thank you for sharing the live, user 346. Nirvan, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. You have a great day, Alexandra. Oh, hopefully see you in class as well. You have a great day, Bridget. Take a nap, Bridget. Hither plus lurking feels sketchy. Yeah. He just hasn't talked to me since an argument. That's where it was left. Appreciate the insight. Thank you for confirmation. Hi, Miranda. Yeah, Miranda is, if I'm a subscriber, that's still a part of the gang, the one part. Yes. So the subscribers are now super fans. So if you want to become a subscriber, you have to become a super fan. Sending you support on that. Good. Body, thank you for the follow. You're so welcome, Denise. All right, one card for Miranda. Oh, I already pulled you for you on that, dear. Yep. Someone else's fickleness. I know who that is. Thank you for confirmation, Denise. You're welcome. Good. I love this. You're so welcome, Miranda. Tiff Gent, thank you for those gifts. And thank you, Tea Time, for the follow. Thank you as well. Good. How are you doing, Lucia? You're so welcome, Kim. No, it's okay. No problem. Second call right now for Grace, if Grace is here. Final call for any of my subscribers who would like a one card reading today. My friends, I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. We will be back. We will be back on tomorrow a little bit later. We should be on at about 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. Eastern. If you would like to be notified as to when I've gone live, you can head over to my profile. There is a bell there. You can activate that bell to turn on notifications. You can also register directly for the event tomorrow, so you'll be notified. If you became a subscriber today, welcome. I would encourage you to head over to our subscriber only disco channel. Introduce yourself to the collective. There you will find a special coupon code that will give you an additional discount to our tarot class subscription program. Our next class is this evening. We will be studying the moon card, and you still have time to register for that class. We will be starting that class at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you'd like to become a part of that class program, all you need to do is head over to the Stack account, which you can find in my link in my bio, and you can become a paid subscriber there, which will make you eligible. You'll receive the invite in later this evening to be able to access that class. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. And the biggest thank you to my mods. Thank you for all of your help today, Kay Megan. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.